Well, hi again. This is Scott V, continuing the series describing the evolution of our little Feed the Beast world. And we're about to leave the safety of our hometown and head out into the world. I'm going to show you the two villages we discovered along the way, each one with its own unique properties. They're really odd. Initially we would have to walk way around, and eventually I let my mining turtle just dig a tunnel straight through to get to the first village. Now this ended up crossing under some glaciers, so once again if I were to put the torches close to the roof and there was a glacier on top, the darn thing would melt and flood the area. So you'll see some of these areas I learned quickly that I had to plug them up with glass. You know, I could have used rock, but then you wouldn't be able to see through it. And it was also funny because this was dug out by a mining turtle, so it would just blindly go under these things and get drenched in water. And anyway, it's just really pretty. You gotta keep your torches away from the ice, and it just makes a different kind of a scenario. Anyway, it's a short run through the mountain. Now this area, I haven't been out here in a while. It's a little bit wild. Let's hope we can get through here without too much damage. I hope it all loads nicely, smoothly for us. And this first village is just plain funny. It was generated at the edge of a cliff in a redwood forest, and boy oh boy did the different terrain generators have a field day with this. I'm calling this one Downers Grove, and unfortunately I got stuck out here the first night and it was decimated by zombies, so I don't think there's no villagers left alive, and most of the doors have been whacked out. We've done our best to come back in here and repair most of this, but anyway, I think you'll find this a really neat representation of just neat example of different terrain, just totally dueling it out. I just got such a laugh out of this place. Pretty much this cliff here, I had to build this road here. This was the original road that was generated, and all of the that's the road through town. All the gravel just slid off the side of the hill into a big old mess. The farms ended up on the edge. The buildings are all messed up. Here's the road right off the edge of the marching off the edge of the cliff. The town well is pretty much inaccessible, hanging off the cliff again. There's houses on the edge of nothing. If you go over here, it's even funnier. Here's the town's road. Check this out. You do not see this kind of a mess every day. Town's road goes over the top, through a tree, and right back down into oblivion. There goes the road. So, man, this is such a bizarre area. So, I mean, we're just calling this Downers Grove. You know, there's really not much of a reason to come out here now that the population has been completely zombified and destroyed. But sometimes just for a change of pace or for a view, we'll come out here, you know, harvest some crops, make some improvements. Maybe eventually we'll salvage most of this and make a functional town out of it again. But I just thought you'd get a kick out of it. There's a few more farms this direction, a few more houses, but what a mess. It's funny. Of course, it was quite hard to survive here at first because it was absolutely full of creepers and other things. Anyway, I'm going to run across here, see if I can reach the other town. Here's another stray piece of a road. Here's the town road. Goes right under the water and falls off the mountain, and there was a house at the edge of a cliff. The only villager who survived the first night was trapped in this building because it was covered with gravel and he couldn't get out. Unfortunately, I let him out and he promptly died a few nights later. So it's my fault that that town was destroyed. That's always a nice thing. Kind of a karma effect. That if you stay in a town and the town gets wiped out, it's your fault. Because if you had never gone there, the chunk would not have been loaded and nothing bad would have happened. Anyway, this next town, which I dubbed Albuquerque, because I knew nobody would ever spell it properly in a chat window. Haha. Dubbed this town Albuquerque. This was the first time I've ever seen a sandstone town. It's very neat. We rushed out here, Rut and I rushed out here one night and put up all these fences to try to keep the bad guys away. And so far we've managed to protect this town. I'll just have to run. Yeah, we can't even jump over the walls ourselves. So we've managed to protect the town, and it's hooked up by road all the way across the desert to our main city. Definitely a pretty construction. I was really impressed with the terrain generation for this. We've completely walled it off. A couple of nights we were in here defending it against zombies. It's just a very pretty construction. It's different from any village I've seen before. Unfortunately, it's surrounded underneath with giant caves. There's an entrance right there. So it's a rather wild area that's not particularly survivable. And we try not to spend nights here because, like I'd say, the karma effect means that if we spend the night here and this chunk is loaded and everybody gets slaughtered, it's because of us. We decided to stay here. But there's still some villagers, so it's still a healthy town. Definitely an interesting construction. It's all sandstone. There's a swamp in that direction, redstone forest on the hills back there. They're very, very pretty. We really got a kick out of this area. Somewhere over here there's a beehive. I can see the bees, but I can never find the hive. And still some villagers running around, so it's a healthy town. And, you know, we're hoping at some point to each of us come over here and pick a house. And generally with the villagers, what you do is you replace the wooden door with an iron door, and then the villagers can't get in there anymore. So you can kind of steal a house from the villagers by just putting up an iron door. Anyway, that's the town of Albuquerque, where we go over here and do some trading and help with the crops, and just another little place for an adventure. But for now, I'm going to head on back to the city. I don't want this chunk loaded when night comes, or these zombies will come. So anyway, that's the history of our map so far. There's a bunch of other things. Of course, we have lots of mines, deep pits, you know, endless fields of lava down at the bedrock level that we've already mined pretty heavily. And our Twilight Forest adventures I deal with separately. But anyway, hope you find it interesting what's managed to develop over the course of these few weeks. And I will try to update you when something new and interesting has happened. Here we are back in the glacier-covered desert. No place like home. So, our city's just over here. This building here is one of the first safe houses I've made, back when this was a remote area that was hard to get to because of all the monsters. I would build little safe houses every few hundred blocks and connect them with roads, which really helps with exploration. Just having a safe place to crash when night falls. Anyway, heading back towards the town, and here we are. Home sweet home, Santa Fe. Back home at the coffee patch. Alright, well that's how our town got to be where it is, and hopefully we'll do some interesting things with it in the upcoming weeks. I will talk to you later.